Congratulations, Thunder fans. We got our big three signed for the long term. Jdub just accepted his extension at 287, and that's probably up to 287, where he can get his escalators in terms of getting all NBA, all star, things like that. But man, before breaking down the deal or anything like that, I'm excited, man. We just won the NBA championship with the second youngest NBA team, and we have our long-term commitments from the big three of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's 26, J-Dub, who's 24, Chet Holmgren, who is 23 years old, and now they get to all play together for at least the rest of this decade in their primes, and they're going to be actually entering their primes with J-Dub and Chet, and even Shai is not going to be too old after his 4-year extension. I mean, this is like a dream come true for Thunder fans, but I think the overall thing that the league or casuals are stressing about right now is the Thunder locking up their big three for a total of $822 million. That's probably the max it'll reach, and there's probably a minimum as well that I haven't even looked up because the contract just got out. So I'll look at that stuff later. But the fact that we got a commitment from all three in a small market, all three have all NBA potential. They're all all-star level caliber players. The fact that we can lock this team up in this way, and there's going to be a renegotiated CBA coming up here soon where, we won't have to worry about the second apron. I know everyone's worried about that. We will find ways to be creative with the two-way players that we have upcoming. We have tons of picks that we can move contracts and also bring in very favorable contracts. That's what people are forgetting. The picks don't just have to be used to draft players. They can be used to move players, get players. I mean, it's the ultimate level of like triple threat in terms of flexibility that you can have as a GM. And Sam Presti has definitely planned this all out. I've looked at the long-term cap sheet. Like every time someone is due for an extension, there's someone else that's going to be shedding the cap. Like, obviously for next year, we have Kendricks that's non-guaranteed, AJ Mitchell that's non-guaranteed. Hartenstein is going to be extension eligible on, his deal. And then also Lou Dort is extension eligible on his deal. So we can renegotiate with those guys when this J-Dub and Chet extension starts to hit us in 2026. We have a whole another year. I want people to focus on the present. Don't worry about that 2026 cap sheet or the fact that we could be a second apron team at that time or possibly lose XYZ player. Let's think about this. We just won a championship. We have that exact core running it back for another season. That's where my head is at right now. I'm not looking at, we're going to lose XYZ player because, that stuff is more determined by how much we win in the regular season, how far we get in the playoffs, than it is by hypotheticals. Right now, I feel like a lot of the league is a little too worried about, can they retain this or looking too far ahead into the future? Like, oh my gosh, in 2030, you're going to be paying X player 50 million or X player 71 million. It's like, just take a breath as Thunder fans. And if you're just someone trying to get educated about this team, just take a breath and know that Sam Presti has this under control. The team has this under control. And there's way too much flexibility. Not saying you can't mess it up. There's tons of ways in which, injuries could plague this team. Things like that can happen where there's a lot of things, right? But the main focus is on winning. And I think moving forward, that'll probably be my message to Thunder fans on my accounts is like, hey guys, yeah, I get all this stuff is happening, but all that stuff only matters is if we win in the playoffs, if we win playoff games. That's really what it comes down to. Is this team a first seed? Is this team still, having a high margin of win rate? Are they still competing at a high level in terms of getting out of the second round, Western Conference Finals? Are they becoming all-stars? Are they growing? That's going to be the main things I'm looking at when it comes to J-Dub and especially Chet. Like Chet's had a year and a half of, injury. And so he hasn't had a full 82 really to show exactly what he's made of. And I feel like his averages don't represent like the contract that we gave him, because I feel like he's more of an 18 points per game with, 9 to 10 rebounds and at least like 2.5 to 3 blocks per game level player, which is a huge impact. That's a big difference in the numbers that his injury riddled seasons have shown. Even with a guy like Shea, right? Like his playoff averages are low because when he was younger, he wasn't this caliber of a player that he is now. Like he averaged 29 points, I believe, in this playoff run, or possibly even 30, and one of the highest in terms of in the finals as well. So it's like there's a lot of positives to go off. We just saw jdub literally win in the finals with one hand, like throughout a whole playoff run. Like I thought he was injured, during that Denver series, but when we look at the reporting in his YouTube video, he says he'd been injured nearly half the season, goes into the playoffs with the injury, has to take 28 different shots in his arm to be able to play, and he does that. Like it's a different level of dog to have that mentality, that Mamba mentality, to play through an injury. And I'm so happy that this guy got this contract. He's so positive in his outlook in terms of the sport. Like he's just happy to be on the court, things like that. I value that from, a team building perspective. Those, like, I value all the extra stuff of this team as much as I do on what they do on the court. Like them taking these levels of contracts, them signing long-term to play with each other, them not being selfish on and off the court, sharing, brand deals, commercials, sharing that spotlight with Shea handing jdub the finals MVP trophy because he said he deserves it just as much. And even me talking about that, makes me feel some type of way, because it's like, man, that level of friendship is hard to find. And I mentioned, like, this was a championship built on the power of friendship from both us and the Pacers. And it's just going to continue on for the next several years. The Pacers have already thrown that power of friendship away by trading away, Miles Turner over money, right? And our ownership said, no, we're going to sign these guys. We're going to figure it out. And that's what I love about it. It's like they have we're going to figure it out. We're going to take it by day, year by year, type of mentality. And that's how they've operated, on a 0-0 mentality, on a mentality of win now. And Presti's going to try to win every single year in that exact moment. Like he's not, obviously he's planning, but he doesn't know. So he's going to throw all his chips every time he can into the basket, especially with this core group for the next several years. And it's going to be fun to watch. There's going to be a lot of moving parts. Things are going to be happening. Oklahoma City itself is going to be buzzing around this team. It's going to grow on its own. They're going to get a new stadium coming up. I mean, they could have a possible new rebranding coming up as well. Like there's so much to be excited about, rather than talking about, oh, we're going to lose X player. Oh, we're going to do this. Oh, we're going to do that. Like that's fun to do. Sure. Like I can tell you guys, like, yeah, maybe we won't be able to keep Hartenstein. Hey, maybe there is a way we can work in a Lou Dort deal, because, jdub gave us 10 million, it looks like, back to the organization. Like those things matter a lot. But at the end of the day, if these guys want to play together, they'll restructure deals. They'll take less money. They'll do what it takes to stay on the squad. Like even with Hartenstein, I'm like thinking more about it. He got a lot of money on the front end of this deal that we signed him on. And there's probably a wink agreement like, hey, if you want to come back, play with this championship roster, possibly still be a starter and take less money, and we'll just, eat the luxury tax if we have to. We'll, negotiate that way. And that's a complete possibility to have with them. Man, I'm excited. I'm going to look at the contract, probably break it down in a short video, for like a 1-minute video, and I'll upload it to the YouTube channel, attached to this long form video. But if you guys enjoy this type of content, hit that subscribe, hit that like. Got a bunch more out for you guys, and peace out.